This is The Morning Shift.
Shift Nation, we have an amazing guest in studio today. For our international audience, he's a big deal. He ain't gonna say it. He's a man who moves with humility. But his name is MELODOWNZ. How much Pucky?
Yo, sure, brother. Sure, man.
I'm not gonna wedge you into the corner of being a rapper. You're an artist, bro. You're a music artist. You tell stories. You obviously rap. You do music. But thank you for coming into the studio today. We're gonna talk about music. We're gonna talk about a few things. But to start, I think you've just released an amazing project called BRON.
Yo, yeah, it's like I wouldn't say a long time coming, but it's just stripping the layers of who MELODOWNZ is and then just naming it BRON because that's my first name. Oh, my name's Bronson, but everyone calls me Bron. So I was like, man, why not just self-title it BRON?
We were wondering if you're a BRON fan. Was it like, you know?
And, yes, and it's got a little bit of a play into a basketball too. So, yo.
100%. Just quickly, because I know you play ball, who's your Mount Rushmore of ball players?
We're talking locally? No, there's nothing. Bro, I'm a heavy Dennis Rodman fan, bro.
Come on, now.
I just love those. I could just put on highlights in the studio. John Stockton.
Oh, he really about it. He really a
favorites,
baller.
Yeah. And then, bro, I like Ben Wallace as well. He's just like I like the
Detroit
unconventional
era?
players, bro.
Detroit.
And every time I play blacktop with the boys, I always jam like Yao Ming, just to be out of it, yo.
I love that. I see Mato Mark smiling. He's proud of that list, eh?
Oh man, that's a list that like
John Stockton, I saw him go like,
bro, that's
vintage.
That's hard draft players. Those are players who aren't flopping. Those are players who they earn every single stat.
100.
So talking about the album quickly, I messaged you because I listened to it last week, and I actually listened to a lot of New Zealand music, and I messaged you because, and this is gonna sound like low key glazing. It's not. I think we don't glaze here. Okay, I think glazing is when you give disingenuous praise with hidden intention. I think that's what I think. So I want to just honor the work that you've done here, bro. I couldn't believe it when I was driving. I thought, man, what is this? Like, I feel like not that it was made for me, but like the references to culture, pop culture, society, the beat selection. I'd love to just start by playing out, because some of the shifters you haven't heard it yet.
Yeah,
I'd love to
sure.
play out the first track because one thing I do when I listen to, I look at the time of songs. If I see a whole body of work with minute 30 to 10, like I'm like, I get it, it's the radio thing, but first track's 4 minutes.
Yeah.
So I think it sets the tone, but the first track is called Maintain. I just want to play it out a little bit just to set the tone. This is MELODOWNZ's new album, first track of the album. Let's have a quick little listen. See, those chords, that's what I'm talking about.
And I got my sis Bailey Wiley up.
Is that Bailey Wiley? Oh, come on. Shift Nation. MELODOWNZ. I was in my car cruising and I was like,
straight out the door, I'm a smooth criminal. When the fierce, cause they looking at me foul. I've been in the ends trying to get it on the poppin', and I'm living on the edge, just a long way down. Just another lost soul in the devil playground. I've been on the road and the brother stayed down. Ever seen a kid double up 8 pound? Ever seen a solo mother break down? It's different. In class, not one kid listening. In the dark, not one star glistening. One shot, but the plot keep thickening. Front door and the cops keep kicking it down. Daddy not around. In the city, just another pity in the pound. The woman looking pretty when your midi not around. And when I get anxiety, I listen to the sound like Melo down from the underground. In the gym out the lost and found. Half white, half brown. Protect my pride when it comes for the crown. This life ain't easy. They be on bourbon. I'm sipping that green tea. They be all urban.
Man, that's just a snippet. That's just a snippet. Man. But like for me, off the bat, I'm like, man, I like where it's going sonically. I like the beat selection, and then I think you have this uncanny, special gift of being able to contextualize the moments of life of people that they can attach themselves to and see themselves in. And bro, I mean to say it because I've been waiting for New Zealand music. I felt this way listening to this the first time I heard Zagatron with Troy Kingi, Diggy's Panthers album. These sort of it's something. So I know that's a lot. You're probably like, bro, chill out. But,
No. I embrace it all. Also, straight up.
100%. So, bro, talk to me about this album, like where you were creatively and the kind of stories people are gonna hear on this.
Yeah, because I think I took it back to the last 2 years. Of like, obviously, I've been doing this thing for a minute, like as my livelihood.
Yes.
And when you do something for so long that you've been doing that started off as something that you wanted to do, when like we're just talking before off air, like about the taxes and like the all of the business side of things. I think that started getting in the way of my creative process, and so like every time I hit the studio, it was kind of tainting the way that I wanted to create my music. And I was talking to one of my usos, and I was kind of like, how do I get back to that happiness that I had when I first was a baby at it? You know what I mean? And I just remember the happiest I ever been making music was when I was back in Avondale in the carport with the boys, like drinking and just like not even thinking about it being a career. And so I was like, now that I'm a bit older, how do I emulate that? And so I kind of stripped the layers back and just got like close, a tight-knitted team around me in terms of like the production and what I wanted to do sonically. And I just got an Airbnb, and my success for this whole album was if I can truly be happy within my core of the creative process and just release it. I don't care about numbers and that stuff, but that's the success for me. And I already obtained that within the first like 10 demos we did. So I was gee, this is the thing I've been looking for. And so like whatever came after that is calm. So like now I'm just kind of really happy that it's out and able to celebrate it with my bros that we made it together and stuff like that. So that was kind of the basis of what it was. And also now I'm a little bit older, I'm a dad, like I wanted to take away the artist and bring more of the who I am, which is Bronson, because everyone knows me as Melo. Like only my basketball peoples and stuff know me as Bron or Bronson. So
Bronson,
like, it's cool to be just kind of displaying that in this as well, But it's not too like the album's not that deep. Like
no, 100%, 100%. It's so relatable.
Yo.
You know.
And I got also Latour. He's like the one that's like, get him, Uso. Get him, Melo. Like, and I think that just split up the whole like, if it's deep, and then you'll just hear, get it, Uso, or whatever.
And then it makes you giggle, but it's still
yeah. And I also love that mixtape culture,
100%.
and that's what we had like growing up. I love
Dadpiff.com.
all that stuff. So I was like, man, I wanna, because that's all his stuff for his music, and so I was like, oh, can you just do me a little personal 4-minute tag thing for mine? And then I just cut it up and just drip fit it throughout the project, which I thought was cool.
Nah, it's super dope. It's like you're so right. Now that I think about it, you explain it like that, it does break up what can feel like those kind of serious undertones. But even how you've constructed what you've written, you're always kind of just keeping us there before it. And it's not that people aren't capable of going deep. I think it's just... It's always gonna, we kind of live by a motto here with what we do sometimes is like tickle the rib, stab the heart. You know what I mean? It's like if it's all too much of anything bad, right? It gets like that. So what's something on this album that you were able to write and say that's a personal favorite for you?
For me personally, like we had the funnest making the song called Too Easy. It's because I was like, the also was making because there's a lot of like food references in it, and because
bro, I like that.
When we were like at the Airbnb in Waiheke, the bro was like cooking up the whole foods, and I was like, gee, why is that white rice yellow? And he's like, it's turmeric rice, and he showed me how to do the turmeric. I was like, gee, and then I was like, turmeric rice, because literally in front of me was cucumber, turmeric rice, kumara. So that's how I started the song. I was like, turmeric rice, cucumber, kumara, and then with the Too Easy, I just like because I was like, he made air fried potatoes, and I was like, air fried potatoes with the broccolini. And he was like, gee, that sounds whack. Why don't you say ruai? Because it's like, moldy as well. So I was like, oh, that sounds good.
Nah, can we play that real quick? Because when I heard the broccolini, I was like, I thought that's my life. Like that's our life. Like we go to these restaurants and like we dabble in these other things, but I'd probably have broccolini next to gallo if it was on the plate. And it's these merging of worlds, right?
And I just got converted to it. I've been like cast iron throughout my whole life, but I just recently cast iron pan my whole life. But recently I just converted.
Oil, pan, just oil. But
like, bro, air fryers, man, they changed my life, bro, for real. It's like I'm only like 10 months in having an air fryer, so like I've been thrashing that with the kumara and all that.
This is gonna sound crazy, but we were talking about Kendrick and Drake the other day, and I was like, I don't like the comparison anymore. Like the battle is the battle; it's getting a bit too. But I feel like to me, Drake's like an air fryer. Yeah, it's unbelievable. Yeah, like it's quick. It stays on the bench. It's like You need that,
100.
like, right? But for me, Kendrick's like that Mum's cooking in the oven. It's gonna take a little longer. They're still great. They're just different.
Yeah,
Anyway.
Kendrick's like you pull up on a Sunday and then Mom said dinner's gonna be ready, and you get there and you have to wait another hour, 20 minutes.
Yeah,
and then when it's ready, it's like boom.
100%. But let me play Too Easy real quick because I do like that. Listen up.
Air Friday, why with that broccolini? Supper so we banquet, and the balusami extra creamy. Yeah, I'm an island boy, South Pacific stepping steezy. Even when life hard, I make it look easy. Open up the sliding doors and then she greet me. With some fresh water and it's straight from Fiji. Yeah, you wouldn't believe me. Nah, you wouldn't believe me. Took her out for suck it and we had sashimi. She count her cows so I'll make sure that we be eating cleanly.
She count her cows. It's all these reference points. It's fun, but it's man. It's I'm particularly interested in like the music industry at the moment. Like I always think about how do we support our artists more in a very in a struggling economy and a small market. And I know we're gonna talk about like you got some funding recently, and I'd love to talk about that later, but soon. Sorry, but you know, that's why I think it's important when I feel something, I want to gas it and I want to support it because I know it's when as a music fan, I can't go to these other artists and ask them to understand my world. And talk about things that I can get and I can understand. And so that's why, bro, I really appreciated this album because really our artists are the only ones who can speak to us, you know. But then the difference there is, and maybe you can talk about it, the tension there is like, how do you go get a global market when so much of who you are is just like here? And so I'm interested in like your thoughts on that and where you've kind of landed as an artist in terms of telling your truth. But this is also a job for you too, bro. And how should we show up and support or could do better? Yeah,
that's a very good loaded question, man. But I've been to LA numerous times and working with like TDE. I've been like I've been on tour of bars in LA and stuff like that, 100%. Which has been crazy. And like I remember, because when I was signed, I did a deal with Def Jam and Universal a few years ago. They were like, I don't know, it was just like trying to package me for an American market. And I think that's what went wrong, is like trying to change somebody, not change me as who I am, but in terms of like how like what I'm talking about and this and that. And I feel like the shit that pops off here is always the stuff that comes from our world. And I feel like that way is a good way to start in terms of like getting our stories out there, because we're trying to like, you know, contribute to our backyard right now. 100%. And then whatever comes after that is cool. But then there's also some artists like Sempra and Lil Bubblegum and 9 Lives who are just cracking it in the States too, but they've just got like this internet market that's gone crazy. So yeah, in terms of like, I don't know how you can help, but this is a good start, bro. Being up here, G. But like, nah, for real, like I think also just like that, I know it's always brought up, but like not the tall poppy stuff, but like people talking down on themselves is like, that's why I love the youth that I work with, is like, if they make something crazy, they'll rub it in your face and I'll be like, yeah, and what? Yeah, Melo, I killed John Everest. And I think that's the kind of culture that we need to be creating in order to be able to be seen in the international market. It's so humble.
I think tall poppy is such an interesting topic. It's because it's kind of, it's so geographic specific almost, you know. There's not, it's not some, maybe it's called something else in other countries, but you'll travel abroad and you'll find yourself, it's almost like you come out of your shell a little bit overseas, or you see how they talk or how they do it. And but back home, like, do you have any thoughts on tall poppy, or like I know this is, but I mean, you're a knowledgeable dude, you know. Man, so we're trying to get these mellow gems.
Hell yeah, man! Like, cause bro, I'm petty. I can be petty, bro. Like when people
Gemini,
call me
right?
out, yeah, for sure. Like, but then I've just chosen to keep my peace and stuff like that. But I don't know, man. Like, I've noticed that even in the industry, like, coming through, and then people supporting me, and I'm like, oh my God, I got support from my idols, these guys, that guy. And then as soon as I get to a certain level,
It's an echelon, eh?
yeah, I stop seeing the shares and I stop seeing the little comment. I'm like, oh, what have I done to you, man? Shit, I'm just trying to get on like you. But for me, my best thing is like, even myself, I have to swallow my pride a little bit and support other people outside of my like, I know I'll be like, I know this body of work, or I know this highlight of this person's mean, and inside I'm like, nah, I don't want to do it because I know if I might give a little bit too much, but then I'm like, nah, they're doing
ego
crazy.
death, right?
So I just like swallow my pride and I support, like, even my own friends. Sometimes I'm it's not jealousy, but it's on some type of like competitive thing where I feel like sometimes if you want to share someone's thing, you're like, oh, that's gonna dim your light a little bit. But I feel such a big playing field for all of us, and everyone's different in their own lane. So I'm trying to embrace it, and I'm learning myself.
No, I'm with you on that, and I feel like it's a buzzing one to.
But then, sorry,
Yeah, no, good enough.
if something's trash, it's trash as
Oh,
well.
of course, but
Like people call me up, oh, that was trash. Yeah, I'll take it. You know, like, and I think that's another thing is like, people call it like, oh, they're always trying to tear me down. It's like, brother, that song is kind of trash. I can't even lie. But but sometimes we just got to be honest with ourselves too.
And it holds a different weight, obviously, if you keep the same energy, right? Because it's, yeah, I don't know. I feel like we've come nowhere with that conversation.
Yeah.
I feel like sometimes I feel like we're living in we are living in a simulation. But I almost feel like we're living in a strange echo chamber of recycled symptoms, but we're not doing anything different. Like, I'm really waiting on like a revolution of love between ourselves, you know? Like, I don't know, you just got me on this train of thought. Maybe I can just express it here. It's a good place to say, but like, the way I see it, bro, is like we are not the softest place to land for each other, you know? But what we tell other people in other cultures is that we're ready to pitchfork and go to war if anyone, you know, has anything to say out of line. But, you know, are we willing to go to love, you know, and make and sometimes I think we don't want to admit that the most critical, the places we feel most criticized and most disenfranchised and put to the side is amongst our own.
It's
you
the
know,
worst, man.
it's the worst.
I'll see like in the comment. I don't even look at TikTok anymore, but I see some of the comments, and then it'll be like something 685, and I'm like, it's my own people, man. Is it because I'm light skinned, brother? No, but it's always like that, eh? But I'm just, I don't know, man. I've kind of grown some tough skin, and just
Yeah, and I guess,
man, that was a gem. What you just said was so straight up.
No, thank you. And I think I'm kind of trying to land where you land, is this like, man, the hardest thing is actually just to like come back to peace, but then also like not peace with bitterness though, you know, not peace to like just because it's a framework to people to look at me, like it to be in here and to like be
true,
able, bro, to
peace,
actually be like, yo, man, I love you anyway, you know, I really do, because I love us, and
that's another thing. I feel like people that project that kind of energy they're on a journey where it's like everyone's got a vibration about them, and it just so happens that theirs isn't just like heightened like where we're at in terms of our growth and our evolution. And so that's why when I look at someone like that, it's not like I'm like, I can't be angry at someone like that. I have to be more empathetic and like, damn, man, like you got a lot of growing to do, and the fact that you're projecting this on me or whoever else is like, that's a you thing. And I feel like you can, if you get the right people around you, or you can find that peace within yourself, then you'll be able to let that go as well.
100%.
Can I?
Yes.
Sorry.
Oh, man, we got him. We got him.
Well, I was never going to be able to stay on the levels when you were talking about hip hop. It was always. But you know, what's super interesting to me on the tall poppy syndrome, the feeling of the support amongst ourselves. Do you reckon? I'm just throwing this out there. Just start this thought pattern. Do you reckon because we are such a small nation, such a small place, that we don't think there's enough light to go around? That's why we are a little hesitant to be sharing, liking things that we might not. And there's because you know the feeling of going overseas, and we've felt it when we go do the podcast elsewhere, or we're at the Super Bowl and one of the hosts recognize us and is like, oh my God, and we're like, oh, and there's this odd feeling like we're so small and so untraveled that we don't think there's enough light to go around, and therefore we are a little hesitant to shine on everyone and love fully what it is that our people are doing. Just throwing that out there. Just yeah.
No, 100%. But what's frustrating for me is like this is an ancient problem, and it's like also no one wants to hear a solution for it, but we all want to feel it. It's that whole like I'm just annoyed at it doesn't feel like there's any movement where there needs to be. We're all aware of like it be randoms that be supporting my shit the most, and like it's all of these kind of frameworks we fall into on how to like create almost a gap. And I sometimes I feel like when people don't have enough belief in themselves or the work isn't done, the closest thing to inspiration for people is to push into hate. So sometimes I'm like, how much does it even exist? You know what I mean? It's like it's actually easier sometimes to be like, none of my friends support me, or they don't support me because the next person over here is just a little bit better, but they, you know what I mean? It's it's this weird thing of people managing like what it really is, but I don't know. I agree,
man. There's so many factors, I feel like.
Yeah.
Well, like we could talk about colonization, we could talk about the suicide rates as being males in New Zealand. Like all of those things almost, if you really think about it, have something to do with where this is going. But like, I don't know. That's why I'm just kind of like a horse with the little things on, like just focusing on my own world, my own lane.
Nah, 100%. Thank you, Melo, for letting us talk about Tall Poppy in a time when we're supposed to talk about music.
Oh yeah,
but it's life talk. It's life talk. Quickly, the reason why I downloaded the album straight away is because let's turn it up. I heard this track. Oh my goodness.
I be that Tonga stallion, big chief in my tied titles. Invade your village on horseback and colonize you like this my house. But it don't come with a mortgage. I'm from the hood, but I can still politic with the corporates. Shout that my way. I'm with the Burzay, clutching a coconut shell, sipping on muddy waters. Bad had airtime, never needed to jump in Jordans, but it's not important. Style flows and trends from outside is not important, but charitable works is not for clout, it's not recorded.
Spike Latu, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Polynesian, but I can politic with the corporates. We all know that duality of code switching and all of that. But then, bro, you do about what it feels like 4 minutes of absolute bars. I'm gonna get to it. Hold up.
The magic carpet that I pray on. Chillin' with my Aki rice and buckets. Spend my pay on my little island princess. Gotta cleanse them environments you in like incense. They nug chump up where I'm from. If you hold the nuggle, they might jump ya. Especially for the terms and the green supreme jumper. Turn you to a meme, blowing steam out the Honda. Type part Integra, she initially wanted this D. I had the Nipsey blue hood, she rocked the red sweater. All about duality, my G, I do better. But once my blood boil, I beef with whoever. That's the Gemini trait I couldn't shake, so let it live. All these pussies so sensitive that they might think this is a this. And if they get offended, then I guess it is. And all them horny shorties that are trying to get out my messages. Even the sexiest with high estrogen wanna mess with him, so I gotta add.
Look, it's about 4 minutes of bars. I couldn't believe it, bro.
That was actually that was actually Spike's song, and because obviously we got the producer that is working on both of our projects, and he's like so unconventional. He'll just airdrop me one of Renzo's demos or whatever.
Oh yeah.
And I got all these random demos on my phone. I was like, hey, what's this one? And I just heard it's that Tonga Stallion, big teeth for my titles. I was like, bro, what the hell? And it had like 5 minutes after his verse, and I was like, so I just like done that, and I sent it to Spike, and I was like, what are you doing this one? And then it was like, bro, that's for my new thing. And then I'm like. And I was like, oh, yeah, all good. And he's like, dude, but you can leave your one on it. I was like, yeah, sweet. And then I like, this was like 3 days before I ingested the project. And I was like, nah, it's got to be on my one. Because I got a saxophone player to just do a solo at the end. And it was like a thing. And then I was like, how about we call it Taniela's Interlude? And then he was like, yeah.
That's his name, by the government name. Guys.
And I don't know if he's announced it yet, but I think that's what he's going to be rolling with his next project. And so I was like, maybe it can be an Easter egg for, I don't want to give too much away.
So it's true. No, you know what I love is you went and saw how many bars were left and were like, he can't say no if I do drop these bars on it.
And also it was like a competitive thing, because I was like, oh yeah. And then I was like kind of trying to match his energy as well. But just went OT. Yo.
Nah, 100%, bro. Just before we get out of here, how's fatherhood?
It's good, man.
Oh,
I love
bro.
it, bro. I love it.
What a new journey, eh?
Oh yeah, it's the best thing ever. Like I remember when I wasn't a dad and all my bros they had babies early. They weren't pull out kings, but they were like they were like, man, you know what? Also, being a father is like the best thing you could ever experience. And I was like, whatever. And I remember just being
You had to do that. Those are the
yeah, I remember being in the hospital room, like, and just being like, oh, like just hold it. You know when you take your shirt off and do the whole thing. I was
Heartbeat.
like, yeah. I was like, yeah, this is it. They're right. Damn it.
Love that, bro. Hey, the new project Shifters is called BRON. It's this is your first independent one in a while? Or
It's like my last proper album I dropped with a label. So this is like my first fully independent, full control. Oh, like it's not like I didn't have control, but just like I'm saying, I ingested it 2 days before it released.
Yeah, I got you.
And I was like, obviously I missed out on Spotify playlisting or whatever, but it didn't even matter because obviously I'm here with you guys and there's a lot of people showing me love, so I really appreciate that.
Bro, love it. Congrats on the music. Thank you for this project, bro. I feel like I've needed something to soundtrack my life to that's from here.
Man.
Not having to use the other artists to tell my story. So appreciate you, Melo, and
Sharp boys.
all the best also.
Respect, brothers.
This is The Shift. The Shift.
Go home, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go home.
The Morning Shift.
I'm gonna make him an offer again with you.
The Shift.
I love you.
This is The Shift.